Tony Award-winner Sutton Foster is Princess Winifred, or Fred as she likes to be called, in this revised version of Once Upon a Mattress. Foster plays opposite Michael Urie's Prince Dauntless. The two have been paired up since the show's launch earlier this year at City Center.
Yes, happily happy.
In your wildest dreams, did you see this happening on Broadway, making the transfer?
I certainly dreamed about it. We were having such a good time. I remember saying to her backstage on the last night, I was like, gosh, I hope we do this again. I would do this in a barn with you.
Aww.
And this is better than a barn.
This is better than a barn, but yes. To be able to continue on and to do it again is just, it's just icing. Especially something so fun and joyful.
I'm going fishing for a mate. She's going fishing for a mate.
Once Upon a Mattress made the leap to Broadway this summer, landing at the Hudson Theater. The revival comes more than 7 decades after the original production, which starred comedian Carol Burnett.
I've always been shy. I confess that I'm shy. Can't you get that this confident air is a mask that I wear 'cause I'm shy?
She was also just a tall, funny lady, unafraid to be ridiculous and goofy and to make her friends laugh.
Thank you. I saw it in the window and I just couldn't resist it.
One of the things I loved so much about the Carol Burnett show was the ensemble of people that she worked with. It wasn't just about her. It's not just a stand-up comic. It's somebody being funny and throwing the ball to everyone around her. And so that everybody is soaring. And like that went in my bones.
There's this great video of Carol calling you and speaking to you and passing the torch of Princess Winifred to you.
Crazy, ridiculous.
I feel so honored to be following in your footsteps.
Oh, no, honey, you're making your own footsteps.
The generosity of her taking the time to talk to me, to be so encouraging. She's my idol.
You do pay tribute to her.
The Tarzan
Yes,
yell?
yeah.
Yeah. It happened in rehearsal. I was like, what if I do oh yeah, I'll do a Tarzan yell and it'll be like a subtle nod to Carol Burnett.
Once Upon a Mattress is the stage version of the fairy tale The Princess and the Pea, penned by Hans Christian Andersen. It's about a woman whose royal birth is tested by a single pea, placed below 20 mattresses. The all-star cast includes Saturday Night Live alum Ana Gasteyer, who brings her own comedic touch as Queen Agravain.
Oddly enough, because I've had to prove to people that I really was a trained singer, I felt like I had to earn my stripes, and it's irritating to have, some sitcom actress plunked in the middle of your musical. So I understood the suspicion, but I went to Northwestern as a voice major, and then I found improv comedy and ended up transferring to the School of Drama. So my background was really as a trained vocalist.
This is a show that so many kids grew up with, doing or seeing in community theater.
Personally, I hadn't done it. I called my 2 best girlfriends from SNL out of the gate to say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this job, what do you think? And Dratch right away was like, oh, I played Larkin in 6th grade. And Amy Poehler was like, oh, I played Winifred in high school.
Amy Sherman Palladino, creator of Gilmore Girls and The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, gives the book a fresh take. Mary Rodgers wrote the music for the show in the 1950s. The daughter of theatrical titan, composer Richard Rodgers.
I kind of worship her. I think that she's an inspiration for the way I try to live my life a little bit. I admire that she was, as much as she talks about her relationships to her fame and her famous family, she's totally independent of it. She kind of found her own way.
All right, lumps. Watch out!
The physical comedy that the two of you do in the show is mind-blowing. I'm now seeing the show twice, and I'm worried about you on that mattress, on those 20 mattresses piled up.
It's like a dance, and it's choreographed, but yet with total spontaneity, and there's such freedom in the show to be able to be as unhinged and unleashed as possible. I love it.
Towards the end of the first act, we have 2 big things right back to back, and so the curtain comes down at the end of the first act, and we both kind of just sit there for a second.
He's laying flat on the floor, and I have crawled to the stairs, and we're both like,
Literally.
and everyone's like, nice first act. And they all like, we're like,
So Sutton, being that you go through a test or you take a test every single night on Broadway, I figured we'd do our own little royalty test, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
Sutton made her Broadway
no.
debut in which show? A, Annie, B, Grease, C, Les Mis, D, The Will Rogers Follies.
B, Grease.
That's good. The last time Once Upon a Mattress was on Broadway was in 1997,
Yeah.
and it featured these two notable stars, both stage and screen. One is Winifred, one is Lady Larkin.
well, it was Sarah Jessica Parker and
Jane
Jane Krakowski.
Once Upon a Mattress opened on Broadway in 1959 and was nominated the following year for a Tony for Best Musical. Mary Rogers, who wrote the show, was up for a Tony against her father, Richard Rogers, that year,
Whoa.
who was nominated and won a Tony for Best Musical that night for which show?
Whoa.
Carousel,
Oh.
The King and I, South Pacific, The Sound of Music, Flower Drum Song.
I mean,
I have no idea.
Carousel was older than that.
Someone said the hills are alive.
You think it was Sound of Music? Oh!
Sutton for the win!
Or the
Wow.
cheater. I'm obviously cheating.
That was good!
That was good.
That was good.
That was a tough quiz.
Well done!
That's amazing.
Tough royalty quiz.
Right?
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest news and weather updates every 10 minutes and more. We'll see you then.